Welcome to my video. Sorry the location's weird. This is happening right outside my window. The construction outside is so loud that I had to move to a quieter place, but it's fine. No one uses the stairwell, they all use the lift. They're lazy. Unit 3 written submission. Why are Gen Z obsessed with selfies? And is it killing gallery culture? Let's talk about it. In March I saw this TikTok.
C'è la luna, mezza mare, mamma mia, mi maradare. Figli mia, cutterare, mamma mia, pensaccia tu.
And it gave me the idea for this video essay. What surprised me wasn't actually the video, but the comment section. I expected the comments to be, this pissed me off, or what the hell, or people in general hating because of how extra it was, or shading all the people in the queue for the lengths they were going to get the photo with the artwork. Instead, the comments were praising his genius and calling him iconic. Personally, I respect the hustle of the creator behind the video, but it did make me seriously think about if we're missing the point when we go to galleries, or in this case, chapels. And are we as a generation more caught up in getting the selfie than seeing the actual masterpiece? A quick Google search about selfies in galleries brings up countless opinion pieces slamming the state of modern visitors. The criticisms are familiar. People are using art as a backdrop, they're not really seeing the art, they're blocking others' views, they're narcissistic, they're ignorant. The tone of these articles often places blame squarely on Gen Z, ignoring the fact that photography in galleries has been happening for decades, and that even boomers are guilty of snapping photos on their iPads, arguably worse. The language is loaded, words like narcissism get thrown around without any nuance. But is it really narcissistic to want to document your presence in front of something you admire? Or is it a continuation of the very human impulse to embed yourself within culture, to record your existence, to say, I was here? With millions of high-resolution reproductions of famous artworks available online, the artwork is no longer scarce. What makes the photo unique is you. Much like taking a selfie with a celebrity, taking a photo with the Mona Lisa isn't about the painting, which everyone knows. It's about your proximity to it, your access, your experience. People have been taking selfies since the early 1900s. Famously, this diva, Anastasia Romanoff, was one of the first teenagers to have her own personal camera and used it to take many selfies.
Why y'all worry what the fuck I do? I'ma let y'all know when the fuck I'm through. Like,
most of them being mirror selfies, showing off her surroundings in her grand palace. Possibly the first form of rage bait which led to her death. Even pre-photography, people often chose to sit for paintings in grand gallery spaces with other artworks in the background. Drawing rooms were ideal for a portrait, partially because of the big windows and they had good lighting, but also because it shows a history. The other paintings build a picture to further represent the sitter, usually literally because the portraits in the back were a visual representation of their family tree. But even outside of aristocratic families, all throughout the 20th century, people posed for photos in front of pop culture posters that they want to help build a picture of who they are. Larry Clark famously captured teens in their rooms throughout the 90s, and what they have in the background really does say a lot about them. People are doing the same thing with TikTok slideshows of gallery visits and OOTDs. The consistent denominator is that people use their environments as an extension of their self-image. Whether it's a Nirvana poster on your wall or a mirror selfie at the Tate, what you surround yourself with and how you share it communicates something personal. Entire Twitter threads and Reddit forums are dedicated to museum doppelgangers, people finding their twin in century-old portraits. It could also be a deeper cultural aspect at play. A lot of young people feel disconnected from their heritage, especially in diaspora communities. Taking photos with works that reflect a cultural history or ancestral pride can be a way of reclaiming or reconnecting with that identity. In this context, selfies aren't just vanity, instead they're an act of cultural affirmation. And I could be reaching here, but I think another reason why this topic gets people so worked up is because there's a class aspect to all this. Not everyone can afford regular gallery visits, especially those in major cities. Taking photos in galleries can serve as a flex. It shows you have the time, the funds, and the cultural literacy to engage in what's traditionally seen as a refined activity. Gallery culture, long associated with upper middle class leisure, is now changing to become more accessible with social media. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram let people from a wider range of backgrounds participate in this world and remix it through their own aesthetic. Posts of people posing in front of famous works in design outfits attracts the aspirers, while at the same time to others simply posing with the works can be seen as active defiance against class performance, aiming to subvert traditional gatekeeping. And I think that's what the writers behind these articles are so mad about. Now that art is becoming more accessible, they're less special. As art journalists, their whole job is to write about art. To meet people talking about art before, you had to be mingling with the right people at private views, and they spent their whole careers trying to get into these circles. Now comment sections under videos have their own discussions, and opinions that these critics aren't a part of. Stats clearly show exhibitions that have selfie opportunities or are interactive in a way that could be a good photo opportunity are thriving and making lots of money. Galleries like Money to the Strand and the Van Gogh Gallery, who welcome families and all kinds of visitors, are extremely popular. So it makes economic sense. So why are they still mad? Are they snobby or do they just feel left out? Some artists and critics see it as undermining the seriousness of art. Others argue it dilutes the experience. Some contemporary artists lean into this dynamic. Ryan Gardner, for example, has created mirror-based works that invite viewers to reflect themselves, literally, within the artworks. Artists like Camille Herrot and Tai Shani have explored the themes of digital reproduction and identity, questioning whether physical presence is even necessary in the age of virality. Tai Shani even mentioned in an artist talk she did at Chelsea that she wouldn't re-show one of her exhibitions because it went viral online, and the images had been circulating so much that the newness was gone. This raises further questions. If an exhibition lives on infinitely through photos, do selfies help to preserve it or distort it? Before Gen Z, there are millennials with pics where it didn't happen, a phenomenon all about using photo evidence to prove you're out doing fun things. However, since millennials were teenagers, you could argue there's been a cultural shift from Kesha days to clean girl aesthetics, with hashtags like quiet luxury on the rise. Posting about partying has somewhat become uncool, and everyone's trying to prove they do everything nonchalantly and casually. If you're posting about clubbing, it's probably in a photo dump, so you can pretend the photos have been sitting in your camera roll for ages, because you party so often, it's not even worth making a big deal out of. Gallery dumps, on the other hand, very hashtag artsy cool girl, mysterious, whimsy chic. But I guess millennials started Tumblr, and they were the OG, not like other girls, quirky artist gallery photo takers. So maybe everything I said doesn't count for much, and everyone in this technology age is taking gallery photos. Perhaps the only difference is the Gen Zs and digital natives, having had access to mobile phones our whole lives, maybe means we're more confident to take up space to get content for social media, and are less apologetic about it. But let's go back to the original question. Why are Gen Z obsessed with selfies, and is it killing gallery culture? The Oxford Dictionary defines culture as the ideas, customs, and social behaviour of a particular people or society. If gallery culture is about customs, then those customs are clearly changing. But change isn't death, it's evolution. More people are engaging with art than ever before, even if that engagement looks different. If selfies are drawing in new audiences and demographics, helping people connect with art, history, and themselves, maybe it's not a problem, it's progress. Yeah, there are valid criticisms, the need for etiquette, the importance of respecting shared spaces, the risk of turning meaningful experiences into Snapchat memories, but these issues aren't exclusive to Gen Z, nor are they new. They're simply more visible now, thanks to the very technology that allows us to participate in cultural life more actively than ever before. And thanks for listening to my essay! This was for uni, for Unit 3, but I hope anyone who's here for fun enjoyed it too. Please give me a good grade. I don't know why I sweated out so much on this. This is first year, I don't think the grades even go towards anything, but yeah. Bye!